2 Samuel 20. Sheba's revolt. Now a worthless man happened to be there whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, a Benjaminite. And he blew the trumpet and said, "We have no share in David, nor do we have an inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tents, Israel." So all the men of Israel withdrew from following David and followed Sheba the son of Bichri, but the men of Judah remained loyal to their king, from the Jordan even to Jerusalem. Then David came to his house in Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 women, the concubines whom he had left behind to take care of the house, and put them in custody and provided them with food, but did not have relations with them. So they were locked up until the day of their death, living as widows. Now the king said to Amasa, "Summon the men of Judah for me within 3 days, and be present here yourself." So Amasa went to summon the men of Judah, but he was delayed longer than the set time which he had designated for him. And David said to Abishai, "Now Sheba the son of Bichri will do us more harm than Absalom. Take your lord's servants and pursue him, so that he does not find for himself fortified cities and escape from our sight." So Joab's men went out after him, along with the Cherethites, the Pelethites, and all the warriors, and they left Jerusalem to pursue Sheba the son of Bichri. When they were at the large stone which is in Gibeon, Amasa came to meet them. Now Joab was dressed in his military attire, and over it he had a belt with a sword in its sheath strapped on at his waist, and as he went forward it fell out. And Joab said to Amasa, "Is it going well for you, my brother?" And Joab took hold of Amasa by the beard with his right hand to kiss him. Amasa murdered. But Amasa was not on guard against the sword which was in Joab's hand, so he struck him in the belly with it and spilled out his intestines on the ground, and did not strike him again, and he died. Then Joab and his brother Abishai pursued Sheba the son of Bichri. Now one of Joab's young men stood by him and said, "Whoever favors Joab and whoever is for David, follow Joab." But Amasa was wallowing in his own blood in the middle of the road. And when the man saw that all the people stood still, he removed Amasa from the road to the field and threw a garment over him when he saw that everyone who came by him stood still. Revolt put down. As soon as he was removed from the road, all the men went on after Joab to pursue Sheba the son of Bichri. Now he went on through all the tribes of Israel to Abel, that is Beth-maachah, and all the Berits, and they assembled and went after him as well. And they came and besieged him in Abel Beth-maachah, and they built up an assault ramp against the city, and it stood against the outer rampart, and all the people who were with Joab were wreaking destruction in order to topple the wall. Then a wise woman called out from the city, "Listen, listen. Please tell Joab, 'Come here that I may speak with you.'" So he approached her, and the woman said, "Are you Joab?" And he answered, "I am." Then she said to him, "Listen to the words of your slave." And he said, "I am listening." Then she spoke, saying, "In the past they used to say, 'They will undoubtedly ask advice at Abel,' and that is how they ended a dispute. I am one of those who are ready for peace and faithful in Israel. You are trying to destroy a city, even a mother in Israel. Why would you swallow up the inheritance of the Lord?" Joab replied, far be it from me that I would consume or destroy. Such is not the case. But a man from the hill country of Ephraim, Sheba the son of Bichri by name, has raised his hand against King David. Only turn him over, and I will depart from the city." And the woman said to Joab, "Behold, his head will be thrown to you over the wall." Then the woman wisely came to all the people, and they cut off the head of Sheba the son of Bichri and threw it to Joab. So he blew the trumpet, and they were dispersed from the city, each to his tent. Joab also returned to the king at Jerusalem. Now Joab was in command of the entire army of Israel, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was over the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and Aduram was over the forced labor, and Jehoshaphat the son of Ahilud was the secretary, and Sheva was scribe, and Zadok and Abiathar were priests. Ira the Jairite also was a priest to David. 2 Samuel 21. Gibeonites' revenge. Now there was a famine in the days of David for 3 years, year after year. And David sought the presence of the Lord. And the Lord said, "It is because of Saul and his bloody house, because he put the Gibeonites to death." So the king called the Gibeonites and spoke to them, Now the Gibeonites were not of the sons of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites, and the sons of Israel had made a covenant with them, but Saul had sought to kill them in his zeal for the sons of Israel and Judah. David said to the Gibeonites, "What should I do for you? And how can I make amends, so that you will bless the inheritance of the Lord?" Then the Gibeonites said to him, "For us it is not a matter of silver or gold with Saul or his house, nor is it for us to put anyone to death in Israel." Nevertheless David said, "I will do for you whatever you say." So they said to the king, "The man who destroyed us and who planned to eliminate us so that we would not exist within any border of Israel, let 7 men from his sons be given to us, and we will hang them before the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, the chosen of the Lord." And the king said, "I will give them." But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the oath of the Lord which was between them, between David and Saul's son Jonathan. So the king took the 2 sons of Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, Armani and Mephibosheth whom she had borne to Saul, and the 5 sons of Merab the daughter of Saul, whom she had borne to Adriel the son of Barzillai the Mahalathite. Then he handed them over to the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the mountain before the Lord, so that the 7 of them fell together. And they were put to death in the first days of harvest at the beginning of barley harvest. And Rizpah the daughter of Aiah took sackcloth and spread it out for herself on the rock, from the beginning of harvest until it rained on them from the sky, and she allowed neither the birds of the sky to rest on them by day nor the wild animals by night. When it was reported to David what Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, the concubine of Saul, had done, then David went and took the bones of Saul and the bones of his son Jonathan from the citizens of Jabesh-Gilead, who had stolen them from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hanged them on the day the Philistines struck and killed Saul in Gilboa. He brought up from there the bones of Saul and the bones of his son Jonathan, and they gathered the bones of those who had been hanged. Then they buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in the country of Benjamin in Zelah, in the grave of his father Kish. So they did everything that the king commanded, and after that God responded to prayer for the land. Now when the Philistines were at war with Israel again, David went down, and his servants with him. And when they fought against the Philistines, David became weary. Then Ishbi-benob, who was among the descendants of the giant, the weight of whose spear was 300 shekels of bronze in weight, had strapped on a new sword, and he intended to kill David. But Abishai the son of Zeruiah helped him, and struck the Philistine and killed him. Then David's men swore to him, saying, "You shall not go out again with us to battle, so that you do not extinguish the lamp of Israel." Now it came about after this that there was war again with the Philistines at Gob. Then Sibbecai the Hushathite struck and killed Saph, who was among the descendants of the giant. And there was war with the Philistines again at Gob. And Elhanan the son of Jeroham the Bethlehemite killed Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was war at Gath again, where there was a man of great stature who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number. And he also had been born to the giant. When he defied Israel, Jonathan the son of Shimei, David's brother, struck and killed him. These 4 were born to the giant at Gath, and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. 2 Samuel 22. David's Psalm of Deliverance. Now David spoke the words of this song to the Lord on the day that the Lord had saved him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. He said, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. My God, my rock, in whom I take refuge. My shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold and my refuge. My Savior, you save me from violence. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. And I am saved from my enemies. For the waves of death encompassed me. The floods of destruction terrified me. The ropes of Sheol surrounded me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress I called upon the Lord. Yes, I called out to my God, and from his temple he heard my voice, and my cry for help came into his ears. Then the earth shook and quaked, the foundations of heaven were trembling and were shaken, because he was angry. Smoke went up out of his nostrils and fire from his mouth was devouring. Coals were kindled by it. He also bowed the heavens down low, and came down with thick darkness under his feet. He rode on a cherub and flew. He appeared on the wings of the wind. He made darkness canopies around him, a mass of waters, thick clouds of the sky. From the brightness before him coals of fire were kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice. And he shot arrows and scattered them, lightning and routed them. Then the channels of the sea appeared. The foundations of the world were exposed by the rebuke of the Lord, from the blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from on high, he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He rescued me from my strong enemy, from those who hated me, for they were too strong for me. They confronted me on the day of my disaster, but the Lord was my support. He also brought me out into an open place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord has treated me in accordance with my righteousness. In accordance with the cleanliness of my hands he has repaid me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not acted wickedly against my God. For all his ordinances were before me, and as for his statutes, I did not deviate from them. I was also blameless toward him, and I have kept myself from my wrongdoing. So the Lord has repaid me in accordance with my righteousness, in accordance with my cleanliness before his eyes. With the one who is faithful you show yourself faithful, with the blameless one you prove yourself blameless. With the one who is pure you show yourself pure, but with the perverted you show yourself astute. And you save an afflicted people, but your eyes are on the haughty whom you humiliate. For you are my lamp, Lord. And the Lord illuminates my darkness. For by you I can run at a troop of warriors, by my God I can leap over a wall. As for God, his way is blameless, the word of the Lord is refined. He is a shield to all who take refuge in him. For who is God except the Lord? And who is a rock except our God? God is my strong fortress, and he sets the blameless on his way. He makes my feet like deer's feet, and sets me on my high places. He trains my hands for battle, so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. You have also given me the shield of your salvation, and your help makes me great. You enlarge my steps under me, and my feet have not slipped. I pursued my enemies and eliminated them, and I did not turn back until they were finished off. And I have devoured them and smashed them, so that they would not rise, and they fell under my feet. For you have encircled me with strength for battle. You have forced those who rose up against me to bow down under me. You have also made my enemies turn their backs to me, and I destroyed those who hated me. They looked, but there was no one to save them, even to the Lord, but he did not answer them. Then I pulverized them as the dust of the earth. I crushed and trampled them like the mud of the streets. You have also saved me from the contentions of my people. You have kept me as head of the nations. A people I have not known serve me. Foreigners pretend to obey me. As soon as they hear, they obey me. Foreigners lose heart, and come trembling out of their fortresses. The Lord lives, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be my God, the rock of my salvation, the God who executes vengeance for me, and brings down peoples under me, who also brings me out from my enemies. You also raise me above those who rise up against me. You rescue me from the violent person. Therefore I will give thanks to you, Lord, among the nations, and I will sing praises to your name. He is a tower of salvation to his king, and shows favor to his anointed, to David and his descendants forever.